Hello and welcome to Walk the Pod, your daily walking show where I take my podcast for a walk because I don't have a dog. You're very, very welcome along. This is series 64, a brand new series on the theme of Whimsy, and I'm out walking in Cannon Hill Common Woods to bring you 10 episodes tempting you away from your desk at lunchtime or at another time that suits you better, to think about whimsy, to pay attention to what's directly in front of us, and to photograph things that are yellow. This week, welcome to Walk the Pod. The Walk the Pod Lunchtime Walk Club took up Sam's suggestion to talk about whimsy this series, and here we are in the woods to consider this fascinating topic. The more I think about it, the more interested I am in what whimsy means and how it could be a spectacularly powerful form of distraction, form of resistance, form of entertaining ourselves in a world that can be quite bleak and scary at times. And I can't wait to dive into it with you. As always, I would love you to tell me what whimsy means to you. I don't want to start with what I think. I would like to start with what you think. So I would like to invite you to go to walkthepod.com, press the button marked leave a voice note for Walk the Pod, record me 90 seconds of your beautiful voice and what whimsy means to you. Perhaps you have a collection of tiny fairy doors that you've attached to trees in your local woods. Perhaps you collect glass ornaments of tiny animals. Perhaps you make outfits for tiny mice that you will never meet. Whatever your whimsical thoughts or whimsical leanings or whimsical experience, I would love to hear about it. Please, walkthepod.com. We've got loads of interesting stuff to dive into during this series. Walk the Pod is not a teaching mechanism. It is simply a way that we can explore a theme together. So whilst I have some thoughts on whimsy, I would much rather start with what whimsy means to you, and we can all explore it, and at the end we can review what we've learned, if anything. And we might not have learned anything at all. We might just have got away from our desk for 10 minutes, for 10 working days on the bounce, and wouldn't that be an achievement, if nothing else? What can I see directly in front of me? Well, I'm walking in Cannon Hill Common Woods. It's an absolutely beautiful day. It's slightly on the warm side this week, so I feel nervous of the sun this week, but I am encased in trees and protected to some extent from the sunbeams by the tree canopy. There's sunlight falling on the path ahead. There's a tiny butterfly fluttering past me, and beyond that a little bird swooping across the path, and beyond that a squirrel walking away further along into the woods. An idyllic scene, an idyllic scene in the Cannon Hill Common Woods. I feel very, very lucky to be able to walk here at lunchtimes. It is absolutely stunning. And if you're the sort of person who feels more at home when surrounded by trees, and books count as trees, if you feel more at home when surrounded by books, that's also trees, then you would love to be walking along this path as well, I'm sure, and I will bring you as much of it as I can. Through description, please bear with me, because sometimes the best description I can think of is it's a brown dog, and for that I can only apologise, but I'm trying to conjure the woods for you as I walk along. I can hear a chiff-chaff squeaking in the trees nearby. As you can tell, not an ecologist by training, and if I was, I'd probably have been drummed out of the Royal Ecological Society by now for that one. But But, wherever you're walking today, I hope that the podcast episodes will transport you into a wooded walk. Maybe you're walking somewhere extraordinary as well, in which case I'd love to hear about it. Or even if you're not, even if you're walking in your local streets or around a car park or up and down some steps near your work, whatever you're doing. You can send me a walking report. You can weave into it your thoughts on Whimsy if you'd like to. You can go to walkthepod.com to do all of those things and more, and join the Walk the Pod Lunchtime Walk Club. I have got a postcard tier in my Walk the Pod Lunchtime Walk Club. I send postcards all over the world to listeners, and I have one slot left in that tier if you'd like to join that. I have other tiers if you'd like to join and support and get access to some of the behind the scenes stuff on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Rachel Wheely for all of that. What can I see directly in front of me? Well, the woods this lunchtime are very quiet. I haven't walked past a single person. There is quite an elaborate den on my left-hand side made of branches that people have sort of stacked next to each other over one diagonal branch so that it creates a sort of tent structure. And it's rather lovely that it doesn't stink of weed today. I'm walking past a spider's web on my right and just coming up to the allotments, also on my right hand side, which take over probably, I don't know, I'm not very good at sort of how big an area is. It's 160 allotments, so it's got to be a couple of acres worth, I would have thought, if not more. And the allotments are a lovely oasis in the middle of the woods. Sam and I have a small allotment in there, just a quarter plot, and we're currently learning a lot from our neighbours about how to grow tomatoes and chilies and raspberries and so on and so forth. They are rather wonderful. And of course, allotments are a great source of whimsy, because somehow gardening and the chaos of gardening and the unpredictability of it brings out a certain whimsicalness in gardeners. So you get the gnomes and the little ornamental creatures and the sort of bamboo poles topped with tennis balls, or upturned bottles, or all kinds of things, really. It's a lovely, peaceful place, and I'm having to go there every day at the moment just to keep the thing watered, because otherwise everything is going to perish in what is set to be temperatures approaching 40 degrees at certain points this week in London, which is quite terrifying. Quite terrifying. Thank goodness for the cover of the trees. Thank you for walking with me, dear friends. It's been an absolute delight to stretch my legs with you this lunchtime and walk through the woods and introduce our new topic of whimsy. Very excited to see where we get to with this. I would love for you to kick us off, though. Walkthepod.com, please, and press the button marked leave a voice note for Walk the Pod. That will take you to SpeakPipe, which looks complicated because it's a new platform, but it is ever so straightforward. You don't have to make an account or anything. You just say you want to record your beautiful voice, and you'll have 90 seconds with which to do so. And the lovely thing is that I can send you a voice note back, and I will send you a voice note back to say thank you, and then the voice note itself can go into the very next iteration of Walk the Pod. Thank you for walking with me. I can't wait to hear your beautiful voice and come back with episode 2 tomorrow.